two sea reptiles and two monkeys with bones as weapons. What's not to love? Hello everyone, welcome back to another review, or I guess in this case ranking. My name is Matthew, and today we're doing a four-way ranking with all four figures from Playmates' Wave 3 of Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire figures. So, a little bit of a backstory. This is actually my second time, that's fourth time. This is my second time filming this. Reason why is because last night, or actually not last night, 2 nights ago, I recorded this entire video intending it to go up a little later in the week, okay, whatever. Another video just to kind of like talk about the figures in the group, just kind of like get that out there. And I filmed it, I amplified its audio just a little bit, just kind of like tweak it a little bit, and I put in my video editor, and I just kind of went down for the night. However, when I went to delete some like files that I was already done with for past videos, I accidentally deleted this video, or I guess that version of this video, and as a result, I didn't notice until like literally almost the same time when I actually filmed it the following day. And I was just like, I spent all that time filming and it's already gone. So, I mean, hey, it's a no biggie. It's like 15 minutes at best. So I guess technically consider that video as lost media. Not like anyone's gonna really care, but yeah, just to also just specify, we're only taking a look at these 4 figures in like for Wave 3. If you're wondering where Wave 2 is, I don't actually own all the Wave 2 figures yet. I only have Mothra with Gia, Godzilla energized with the fighter drone, and the Kong with the battle axe. I don't own Tiamat, and I probably won't for another few months maybe, just because like Tiamat as a figure is shockingly rare. Like I feel like Playmates made a bunch of them, released them once, and that was it. Because I haven't seen that thing on store shelves for probably a while, honestly, because I either had insufficient funds or I was eyeing to buy something else. But as it stands, they're the only figures. That's the only figure that I don't have of the original GXK wave. For this, we're going to be taking a look at all 4 of them. So, with that said, I feel like without further blabbling, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. Now, I also want to stress that any opinions shared here are my opinions and my opinion alone. If you like a figure more than the other for a different reason, that's your opinion. That's your life. This is my life and this is my channel. Freedom of speech, right? This is my platform. You can have your say, whatever. Let's just agree to disagree. They're pieces of plastic after all. Anyways, coming in at number 4 is going to be my personal least favorite Kong from the line, and that is going to be the flocked Kong, the real feel Kong with battle axe. Beast Club, I mean. I mean, you could put the battle axe into it. Anyway, so why is this guy at number 4? Well, in my original review, I did critique this thing a lot, and to be honest, my opinion realistically has not changed. My biggest problems with this figure are the following. The color scheme. This works for a Kong, like a classic era King Kong, because a lot of the earlier Kong designs were a lot darker than that of the MonsterVerse Kong. This is not the right color scheme for MonsterVerse Kong. Yes, I'm nitpicking color scheme because accuracy be damned, I'd at least expect you to get the color of the Titan right. This doesn't look like the MonsterVerse Kong. This more looks like 33 Kong, which is weird because that one was in black and white, or like that one like animated Kong from like, I think it was like the 60s or 70s? Could be wrong. But yes, this does not really scream MonsterVerse. Instead of like a vibrant like brown material, they opted to go for a charcoal black, which doesn't really suit this design of Kong really well. And even now, I just don't really dig it. Like, I just realistically don't. Another big problem I have is just the material itself. Yes, it's fuzzy, but it's not really soft. Yes, I know that there's a plastic shelling underneath to help like secure the figure and you're not like bending pieces of fabric around. But the thing is, the Funko Pop, which actually has the same effect, it's flocked all the way through minus the skin patches, is actually softer than this, which why a Funko Pop can be softer but a Playmates figure can't? Like, that just doesn't feel right. Another thing is that there's areas of the figure where it shouldn't be flocked. See the Beast glove here? The whole outer shell from this side is entirely the standard plastic that they've used like time and time again. But here, there's like the straps, which are like obviously no different to the actual body. And it just looks so odd, almost like it's fused with it. That's exactly what's going on here. And it just doesn't look right. And my biggest gripe with it is the articulation. It's not the fact that they got rid of like the swivels and the hinges and like things like the shoulders and the knees. It's the fact that when you go to move it, let's actually twist the head here. So let's just do a basic rotation. Okay, nothing there. There you go. See that? That is the flocked material shearing away. Now, granted, that's maybe not something that they can fix, but it really begs the question, why did they bother to make a flocked version of this specific design and give it articulation? Kids are going to be moving this thing like until the cows come home. They're not going to stop. And as time goes on, the flocked material is just going to shear away. Like, look at this. You can actually kind of see that, see? See that little bit rolling like a burrito? Like, the build quality of this thing is a little bit, like, essentially this thing was doomed from the start as far as, like, the articulation is concerned. The screw holes, oddly enough, aren't something that I'm not very, like, upset over, because I grew up with toys with screw holes, so I'm used to it. I think that this figure did have the ingredients to make a really nice, good flocked Kong figure, because why not? It's a flocked Kong. Who wouldn't want that? But unfortunately, Playmates did not deliver on this one, and is why it's one of my personal least favorites. I would say among the whole line, the only one that really ranks lower than this one would be the Energized Godzilla. So at number 3, with quite a large distance in quality, because this one's actually of quality, and the latest figure I got in the collection, the One Eye with Bone Truncheon. So basically, this is going to be the original Titan, one of 2 original Titans for the wave. And as you can see, there's actually a lot of good redeeming qualities about it. For example, the paint, at least on the front, there's actually quite a lot to be like happy over, because for like the lips here and like the top balding areas of the thinning hair here, we actually have some like brown sprays here, which are actually really well done to give it some extra like detail work. We have some like scarring here on the eye, and actually pretty nicely done iris there for what remains of his single eye. Nice like tribal paint here and here. The bone club is actually very well sculpted, although I kind of wish there was like some detail or some dry brush. And the articulation actually does have a lot of nice posability to it. My only real like issues is that though the gray paint is cool, there's really none of it on the back, because like there's whole sections of the figure that could have used it, like here and here, like down in here. Like, I really feel like Playmates could have amped it up a little bit more despite what it had, and it just doesn't look 100% complete. It almost looks like, again, they cheapened out, which I get it. It's a $10 kid's toy, but come on, at least do something more. Another thing I'm not necessarily a fan of is the way the articulation is cut. Actually, maybe not the way the articulation is cut, but the overall neutral position of the shoulders. Because when you straighten out the shoulders, like right here, there's a curl here. Like, there's a straight up curl. There's no way to straighten it out and make it look fluid. And, I mean, I guess this is more of a minor complaint, but I really, if it's something you get used to, go ahead, but, like, I kind of like it to me, so. And also, just, like, the neutral position of the legs. the hinge should line up with the foot, even though it doesn't. So you try to line up the foot with the knee, and it's gonna go sideways. So that's something I'm really not a fan of. But everything else, I would say, is a step up from the real feel Kong, but definitely not gonna be my favorite of amongst the bunch. Coming in at number 2, we have the Serpentine Titan, himself, herself, themself, itself, the Drownviper. Now, this was close because Drownviper has a lot going for it. Not only does the Drownviper have a wide range of articulation here at the head, the jaw, and several segments down the body until you get to close the tip of the tail, not exactly the tip of its tail. But also, it just has the biggest shelf presence of any of the 6-inch figures, because it's fundamentally the largest figure that Playmates has produced in the scale. Like, let's get Mr. Real Feel Kong over here, minus the Beast Club. This is almost like how it was in the movie. So you could have like him wrapping around other Titans and such, like how he was in the movie. I'm gonna refer to him as he. So this is pretty good, honestly. But my personal problem is that other than like him being wrapped around, there's really not a lot you can do with it. Like, unless you've got another Titan handy, it's kind of difficult to get this thing into a pose that's satisfactory and actually has him reared up, because if you have him like lined up and everything, this is almost what it's supposed to look like. Again, it's really hard to like MacGyver on camera like this, which looks fine, but you almost want him like towering above the others like this. So unless you got a stand handy, it's just gonna kind of droop. Another thing is that I forgot to mention is that you can actually pop off the head and have it like a decapitated head, like how it was in the movie, just like this. So I think it's pretty good. Like, this is actually really damn sweet. I am happy with this figure. But there's one figure that I still haven't mentioned. You already know what it is. Let's bring him out. Coming in at number 1 is, of course, the Real Feel Godzilla Evolved. Why is this one in number 1? Simple. This is, in my personal opinion, the definitive Playmates Godzilla Evolved figure, 6-inch scale wise. Not only does it have the right color scheme, or the closest thing to that, of the movie design, it fixes some issues from the past figures. It updates the elbow spikes to be a bit more movie accurate, because they're a bit more blunt than the more serrated ones we see in the movie, like on the original figures, so that they actually do fix that. They also fix the color scheme and color matching of the dorsal plate. So gone is the salmon and the pinkish orange color, and now comes a beautiful ruby red that almost looks similar to what they did on the Supercharged. It's not the same, trust me, I've looked. The Supercharged one is flat out purple. This one's more like a pinkish magenta. So you have a hypothetical Spitfire and a hypothetical Supercharged with that figure. Another welcome addition is going to be the white spray underneath, really giving it a sense of more color, and just overall adds a lot of like presence to the overall figure. And despite it being a repaint, the third one, it actually has a new gimmick here. Rubber. Now, at first glance, that might not sound like a big thing. Oh, it's made of rubber, big whoop. You get a lot of play out of it and a lot of flexibility, which is something Evolved Godzilla is supposed to have, right? And it just feels a lot of fun to like glide the joints around like this. Like, realistically, this is what it's supposed to be. You do end up losing the ankle articulation, and the seam line from the original figure is still there, which tells me they just almost like rescanned the original figure right here. But as a whole, I do like this figure a lot, and it's my personal favorite Evolved Godzilla. If this thing actually came with a beam effect, because keep in mind the Real Feel figures don't come with any accessories outside of their gimmicks, then this thing would have been the best Godzilla figure from Playmates by far. Yes, I'm actually going to be saying that. I think that it would have been better than something like the Radio Tower Godzilla, because that figure is definitely dated. And so overall, that is my ranking for all 4 Playmates Wave 3 Godzilla Kong the New Empire figures. I do so hope you guys enjoyed, because this was the line that I was actually looking forward to probably the most, specifically because of the Real Feel figures. One Eye as a villain I didn't really care for, because okay, he was just there meant to sell toys, give more representation to the apes, give someone Suko to fight outside of Scar King himself, and Drownviper was more of a throwaway villain. But I was very surprised to find that the 2 figures we did get of the original Titans here are actually pretty good quality. I'm actually pretty surprised. The Real Feel figures, on the other hand, Real Feel Godzilla, realistically speaking, almost no complaints. I love the translucent spines on it. I love the rubber actual texture on it. I love the new color scheme, and makes it one step closer to movie accurate. The Real Feel Kong, though, honestly, no. It's mediocre, honestly. I do think that there is some enjoyment, but realistically, if the idea of a flocked Kong and done in this style doesn't appeal to you, you really don't need this one. But for completionists, hey, that's my personal take. But anyways, that's all I've got for this video. I do plan on picking up Tiamat, but after that, I am going to be taking a bit of a break from Playmates for a little while, aside from the Titan Kong, because like I made mention a few videos ago, we do have some unfinished business with another figure line, don't we? NECA, looking at you. But anyways, again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, subscribe if you're new. Peace out, everyone.